Today we're going to be taking a look at Wave 2 of the Mcfarlane Collector's Edition DC Multiverse Sinestro. So welcome back to the channel, being a fine figure, G Topo here as always. So I've recently got this in the mail with, I actually got the whole wave. Was very excited with every other figure. This one didn't have a Sinestro, so it's going to look great next to my Green Lanterns. And of course, I already have the Sinestro Corps Batman, so I can't wait to pair those two up together. But for now, today, it's all about Sinestro. So without further ado, as I customarily do, I am going to, oh, that's a nice image. I am going to get the figure out of the packaging, and I will be right back. Okay, the figure is out of the packaging, and of course, it comes with this customary stand. And then it also comes with a trading card and a little trading card holder. Oh, little bump there, nice little scratches there. Won't particularly have any use for these, so we'll probably just throw them away. But the card is a nice looking card, nice little collector, just like the image in the back of the box. And of course, it's got Sinestro story, so if you want to read it, just pause it now. And again, it talks about him being one of the best police protectors of his sector, but then, you know, he wanted acting more like a dictator and so on and so on. So yeah, I really don't have any use for them. These cards, I don't really keep them. I am, you know, there's very few in between that I have kept. All the rest I've either sold them out or, you know, you'd be surprised. There's people that love these cards. So rather than me store them away or throw, or, you know, put them away or throw them away, I make sure that somebody gets their hands on them. And of course, it's got his lantern. Seen this many times before. It's just now yellow, so don't really gonna dwell too much on the articulation on this one. And the effect, I think, is pretty cool. His effect is like a whole bunch of clam hands. Reminds me of those clams and those carnival machines where you put a dollar, or back then it used to be a quarter, and you would try to get a stuffed toy or any other sort of toy. But it's a nice detail because it's got like the little inside, you can see the little details in the inside, almost like an eye, or if it's gonna shoot a laser. Looks like it has like a little buzz saw around. But yeah, it's got details on it. Nice, and then he's got the spike chain on it, which is pretty good. It's a new effect, so I'm glad for that. So let me get this out of the way. We'll leave the card there just because it actually looks good. Now, again, let me start by phenomenal looking figure, nice detail, but I continue to have issues with the joints on these Mcfarlane toys. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, is it because they're just cranking them up so fast that they're not really paying attention to the detail? I wish someone would. I wish someone would definitely check on these, because this figure, again, the joints were so loose. And the minute I was getting it out of the packaging, I mean, it was just terrible. Now, the legs ain't that bad. They're a little bit better than other ones. But, man, I mean, these joints are, like, incredible. It's just, But, again, anyway, this guess is something I'm going to have to deal with. And, again, for the price, do we complain, not complain? Do we get what we paid for, or do we expect more? I expect a lot better. I mean, it's brand new. There's no reason why these joints have to be that loose. I mean, there's just no reason. It makes it a little harder to pose. You have to now you have to use a stand. So now I get the whole stand thing with every figure. But man, again, I don't know. Is it just me, man? Is it me? I mean, you tell me in the comments below. Do you really care about the joints, or you don't? I mean, I do. I mean, I expect to have a firm figure, great for posing, great for standing, displaying. I mean, the last thing you want is to pose a figure, and because of the joint, it keeps falling, that you have to use a stand. And even after a while, when you do use a stand, because I've noticed with some of my older figures, the stand, sometimes you have to put two stands because they are so loose that they will tip over even with the stand. But anyway, enough of that. Let's just look at the details of the figure. I'm not going to take away that, you know, the fact that the loose joints away from this figure. This is a nicely figure. I mean, that face sculpt, it's great. He's got the Clark Gable mustache there. Nice touch. The eyes, looks like he's looking up, kind of. Or is it just, or maybe if I tilt the head there, it might look a lot better, like, you know, like a horror type look. But if you put him straight, he looks like he's looking up in the air. Maybe because the pupils, as you can see, I mean, they great detail, man. That's some nice. They look like they're up top, like they're staring up, right? Yeah, it's just me. Look at the ears. It's got the nice Spock-like ears. It's got the nice buzz cut, nice little fade there. It's got the mop over, comb over. Look at that. That's nice detail. Look at that. It fades out, man. He's got a fade, man. We're in the Galaxy. They get these kind of haircuts. The detail of the face. Look at that. It's got the cheekbones there. The suit. Love the suit, man. This is great. Nicely done. This, I tell you, again, not taking away the loose joints on this figure. This is an amazing figure. This is a great figure. Is it worthy of a collector's edition for $5? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I just want, now at this point, I don't care what they charge. I just want better, not so loose joints. Again, the legs ain't that bad. They're a little loose, but they're not bad. But it's the arms. They're very loose. They're already loose. At least they're not. They kind of stand up, which is great. But man, I would have loved to have a little firm on it. But yeah, man, this is a nice figure, man. You know what? I didn't realize that all the lanterns were left-handed. Like every figure I have, the most of the ring is always on the left hand, and this is no exception. So, but again, man, look at the detail. Again, it has that same paint up as the Batman one, but the colors on this one just kind of pops out a little bit more. Like they put a little bit more glossy shine on it. And the legs, look at that. I mean, it's great, man. The diaper is not too big, not too exaggerated, and even all these details of his waist, the belt, I guess. It's nicely done, man. This is a nice figure. This is great, man. The boots are plain, nothing much to it, but it works. And of course, I mean, we've seen this body before. It's a Blue Beetle body. It's gonna scale. I mean, Sinestro is, I think, Sinestro's supposed to be a skinny, guy, villain. He wasn't fully muscle. I mean, I'm glad they built him up a little bit, but I guess this body does work for him because, the Batman body, that Batman's like huge. They used that Skin 2 video game body mold on him, and he looks huge, and he's gonna look huge next to this figure. And again, no extra heads, no extra hands. At least, again, another good thing they did was the ring. It's nicely detailed, better than the other ones. It actually does look like a ring. And then, of course, are we reverting back to these kind of joints? And I thought they fixed it. Yeah, maybe I think it's just they stick out. They went, okay, so the feet, I had a couple figures recently that had the old joints again. They put the right ones here. They kind of stick out because they don't match very well, but at least the elbows do, and the knees are a little bit better. You can see the difference, but it's black, so from far away it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, man, this is a great nice looking figure. Again, I'm having a lot of issues with these joints, especially on these bodies, on this sculpt. But I'm not gonna hold it against the figure. This is a nicely done figure. They've done a great job. And let's go find the Batman and put him next to it. As you can see, he's just a lot bigger than him. So I was wrong. He's actually smaller. He's wider, and he's got that kind of infected look. But Sinestro's taller, so the scale on it was. I thought Batman was going to be bigger. That he has to look up to Sinestro. So, and again, this is another figure where it was just hard. The joints are so loose, so it's a lot harder. Man, do I wish that they could have done this gold yellow color on that. This repaint, looking at it now, is terrible. This would have been awesome in here. This looks like they just quickly painted over it. Didn't let it enough time to dry. Didn't match up the paint right. And this is amazing because it has texture on the suit. It's molded on it. You're able to capture the lines a lot better. These are drawn and they're terribly done when they went to paint over the black. You could see, look, you could tell they could have used a better a second quote, to be honest with you, when it's close up. The signal in the emblem in the middle, it's white. This is what they should have gone for. This is what I would expect on this figure. This throws off the corpse. If they're gonna do more figures, I hope that they forget about this and all the other ones have this same color, same texture, on not only on the legs, the body, everything, so it can match. Because this just seems out of place. This looks like, Batman couldn't find a suit, so he painted it himself. That's terrible. Putting it together, not having Sinestro around them, it looked pretty good for what it was. Again, it's a repaint of another one. Hey, we're going to get the corpse. Everybody was happy. The other ones should be on the way. But what they did with this, I know it's a collector's edition, but man, you couldn't... makes you wonder sometimes. It makes you wonder, was this really... Did it really have to take an extra $5 to get this kind of detail and texture on a suit and not on... anyway, whatever. Anyway, I think I'm already teed off because continues to have the joints. I actually have the other two from that same wave, and a Firestorm and Hawkman that I had been waiting for a long... Since I started collecting Mcfarlane, to be honest with you, I've been waiting for those original figures of my childhood. If the joints are loose, I'm gonna lose it, because this is it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It cannot just be me. So come on, put in the comments below what you guys think. Tell me that this is not the way they should have gone from the beginning. I know things happen, new figures are improved and so what, but man, I mean, this is night and day. This is beauty right here. Sinestro, the suit, the texture, the look of it, it is beautiful. I mean, look how cheap that is. Again, why does all the Green Lanterns of the Sinestro Corps have to be left-handed in the ring? I thought your power was in the right hand, but I don't know, it's just me. I thought Batman was right hand anyway. I mean, that texture on the bat suit here, it's a little bit on the top, but it's not highlighted because it's such a faded color. This is beauty. This is beauty. This is now, it's becoming one of my favorite figures this year. This Sinestro is great. So, with that and half of the video being ranting on joints and color, I leave you, my friends. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you very much for your support. Amazing, amazing figure, and I wish all of you, whoever got this figure, has better luck than me on the joints. I'm batting under 200 when it comes to the joints on these Mcfarlane lately. But I love those figures so much. But that'll be it for now. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. And as always, continue to be a fine figure. And I will see you later.